Hello students, I'm Akshay from Prodigy Educator and today we'll be learning physics. And in physics, we'll be learning analyzing or solving an electric circuit using KCL and KVL, that is Kirchhoff's current law and Kirchhoff's voltage law. Now before starting, let us first quickly discuss what KCL and KVL actually are. So KCL, the statement of KCL is that if we consider any point, or in technical terms, we should say a node, in that case, the algebraic sum of current entering that point or exiting that point must be equal to zero. For example, suppose I1 is entering this point, I2 is entering this point, then I2 is exiting, I3 is also exiting, I4 is entering, and so on. So I can write that total current entering the point must be equal to total current leaving the point. So I can simply write I1 plus I4. This must be equal to I2 plus I3. That's it. This is KCL. Then talking about KVL, what KVL says that consider any loop in that there are say n number of electrical components attached. Here is a component, here is a component, here is a component, and so on. So what KVL says is that the net voltage drop across all the components, all the electrical components in a loop must be equal to zero. That is, I'll simply represent it as summation V equal to zero. Now how to actually apply this, we'll be quickly learning that while doing the example. And one more thing that you have to remember is that if I draw a resistor and of a resistance say R, and the current of I is flowing through it, so we know that there is a voltage drop when current passes through a resistance. So this point is at higher potential compared to this point. I'll just simply represent it like this. So when I'm moving in the direction of current, say from left to right, in that case, the value of voltage, I should write it as minus IR if I move in the direction of current. And if I move to opposite direction of current, like say from left to right, in that case, our potential is increasing. So voltage we have to write as plus IR. Like I'll just write here in the direction of I and opposite direction of I. This we have to write. So this rule and these two rules you have to remember while analyzing the circuit. So let us begin. First of all, I'll assume that a current of I1 is flowing in this branch. Now say I2 starts flowing through this branch, but and from I1, this I2 got in this branch. So this branch will get I1 minus I2, as we know by applying the KCL, that at this point the net algebraic current must entering or exiting must be zero again. And after that I'll write say I3 passes through this branch. Now total current entering was I2 and I3 went in this branch, so the remaining current will go in this branch, which is simply I2 minus I3. Now this I2 minus I1 minus I2 current will flow through this and it will come here, and this I2 minus I3 current will enter here. So this node, by this mode, these two currents, this current and this current, are entering. So the net current which is leaving will be summation of all these two currents. So the total current will be I2 minus I3, which is this current, plus I'll write I1 minus I2. This I2 and I2 will get cancelled. So the net current that we are getting is simply I1 minus I3. So I'll just write here, it is I1 minus I3. This amount of current is passing through this. So again, this same current will pass through 1 ohm resistor. Perfect. So using KCL, what we have done is we have found all the branch current, obviously in terms of I1 and I2 and I3. Now we'll be actually calculating the value of I1, I2, I3 using KVL. Now this is how we'll start. First, I'll write applying KVL at say loop 1. Now what is loop 1? This is the loop 1. It is better if you mark all the points A, B, C, D in exams so that the examiner won't get confused. But I'm just simply writing here. Applying KVL at loop 1, say this is loop 1. I'll just simply represent it like this. Loop 1. I'll be applying KVL here. So first of all, I will go in this direction, or say I will go in clockwise direction while applying the KVL. So here in this case, we are going from negative to positive. So since in this case, the potential is increasing, so I'll write plus 10. Then we'll go like this. Now this is the direction of I2 and I'm moving in this direction. So there will be a potential drop. So I have to write minus R times the current. In this case, the value of resistance is 1. So 1 times I2 is anyways I2. So I'll write I2. Then I'm going in this direction. I'll go in this direction, which is the same as I3. So I'll write minus resistance times current. So minus 3 times I3. And then again here, the same as I1 is flowing. Now if I just sum it like I3 plus this current I1 minus I3, this plus I3 minus I3 will get cancelled and I'll simply get your I1. So in this case, I have to write, I'm going in the direction of I1. So I'll write minus 6 times I1. Now this will become equal to 0 according to KVL. So rearranging this term, what I'm getting is, I'm getting 6 times I1 plus I2 plus 3 times I3 must be equal to 0. Like all these I terms I've taken on RHS. Oh, sure. It is actually equal to 10. This 10 is here. Okay. So this will be our equation 1. This will be our equation 1. Similarly, if I apply KVL in this loop, I'll just simply write here the second loop and I'll just mark the arrow showing that I'm going in clockwise direction. Again, I'll be applying KVL in the second loop. So I'm just writing here second KVL, applying KVL in the second loop. So here I have this I1 minus I2 current is flowing. Now again, the direction of current is this and I'm going in this direction. So there is a potential drop. So I'll write minus resistor times current. So minus 2 times the value of current is I1 minus I2. Then in this case, we are moving from plus to minus, that is plus polarity to minus polarity of this 1 volt battery. So in this case, the potential is dropping. So I'll write minus 1. Then again, now see what's happening is I'll be going in this direction while applying KVL, but the current is going in this direction. This I2 minus I3 current is going in this direction. So in that case, I have to write it plus because there is no voltage, there is voltage drop in left to right direction, but we are going from right to left. So there is an increase in potential. So I will write plus resistor times current, which is I2 minus I3. Okay. Again, when I move through resistor 1, I'm moving from right to left, but the current I2 is moving from left to right. So again, there is an increase in voltage. So I'll write here plus resistor times current. So it will be plus I2. Now this is equal to 0. So we'll just simply rearrange the terms. I'll get minus 2 times I1 plus 2 times I2 minus I1 plus 5I2 minus 5I3 plus I2 is equal to 0. Now I'll just simply rearrange the terms. What I'm getting is minus 2 times I1. Then I have a total plus 8 times I2. Then I have minus 5 times I3. This is equal to 1. This minus 1 will take in that direction. So this becomes our equation 2. Now this is the equation 1. This is the equation 2. After that, what we'll do is we'll be applying KVL on this loop. So I'll just simply mark it, the loop number 3, and I'll mark the direction in which we are applying the KVL, which is again clockwise direction. Yeah, I'll be applying KVL here. So first of all, we'll be starting from this resistor, which is 3 ohm resistor. See, when we are going like this, in that case, we are opposing the direction of I3. So I'll write plus 3. Okay, I'll write here 3 KVL. That is, we are applying KVL on the third loop. Here I have 3 times I3. Now when I'm moving through this 5 ohm resistor, I'm moving in the direction of current. So I have to reduce the voltage. So there is a voltage drop. So I'll just simply write minus 5 times. The current is I2 minus I3. Minus 5 times I2 minus I3. Then again this I1 minus I3 current, I'll go like this. I'm moving in the direction of current. So there is a voltage drop here as well. So I'll write minus 1 times I1 minus I3. Now this is also equal to 0. Again, I have to rearrange the terms. So this will become 3 times I3 minus 5 times I2 plus 5 times I3 minus I1 plus I3. This becomes 0. Now again, rearranging the term, what I'm getting is minus I1 minus 5 times I2. Then I will get plus 9 times I3. This becomes equal to 0. And this will be our equation 3. Now, since we don't have any voltage source in third loop, so we won't be, will get 0 in its RHS. Okay, so equation number 1, equation number 2, equation number 3. So these 3 equations we have to solve simultaneously. It is solvable very easily. You can either use substitution method or elimination method. So after solving it, I got these values. I got I1 as 1.24 amps. By the way, these are approximate values, so I'll just simply represent it like this. Then I2 as 0.8 amperes and I3 as 0.58 amperes. Okay, these are the values of I1, I2, and I3 after solving these equations simultaneously. Now, what we have to find is we have to find the voltage drop across 3 ohm resistor. Now, the voltage drop will be simply current times resistor. Now, see, just notice one thing: the upper portion or the upper side is given a plus sign, and the lower sign is given a minus sign. And in this case, when I'm moving from this in this direction, in the direction of I3, at that point, the voltage is dropping. That means this point is a higher potential and this point is a lower potential. So we'll consider this as a plus sign. So in that case, the voltage drop is simply the resistor times I3, which is 3 times I3. So I'll write the value of V as 3 times I3, which is 3 times 0.58. And the answer is 1.74 volts. So 1.7, so there is a voltage drop of 1.74. So value of V becomes, I'll just simply write here, equal to 1.74 volts. So this is the voltage drop across this 3 ohm resistor. So I hope you liked the video and you understood how to apply these concepts for solving an electric circuit. You can also simply compute the branch current by substituting the values of I1, I2 in respectively in each branches. Okay, so thank you for watching. If you liked my video, just like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to join my online interactive classes, you can join Prodigy Editor for that. You will get a free demo, obviously. So likewise, thank you and bye-bye.
With